Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In the 4th canto, Srila Shukadev Goswami explains that Narada Muni perfectly instructed King Priyavrata about the mission of human life. The mission of human life is to realize one's self and then gradually to go back home, back to Godhead. Since Narada Muni instructed the king fully on this subject, why did he again enter household life, which is the main cause of material bondage? Maharaj Parikshit was greatly astonished that King Priyavrata remained in household life, especially since he was not only a self-realized soul, but also a first-class devotee of the Lord. A devotee actually has no attraction for household life. But surprisingly, King Priyavrata enjoyed household life very much. One may argue, why is it wrong to enjoy household life? The reply is that in household life, one becomes bound by the results of fruitive activities. The essence of household life is sense enjoyment, and as long as one engrosses his mind in working hard for sense enjoyment, one becomes bound by the reactions of fruitive activities. This ignorance of self-realization is the greatest defeat in human life. The human form of life is especially meant for getting out of the bondage of fruitive activities. But as long as one is forgetful of his life's mission and acts like an ordinary animal, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, he must continue his conditioned life of material existence. Such a life is called Swarupa Vismriti, forgetfulness of one's real constitutional position. Therefore, in Vedic civilization, one is trained in the very beginning of life as a brahmachari. A brahmachari must execute austerities and refrain from sex indulgence. Therefore, if one is completely trained in the principles of brahmacharya, he generally does not enter household life. He is then called an Aishtika brahmachari, which indicates total celibacy. King Parikshit was thus astonished that the great King Priyavrata, although trained in the principles of Naishtika brahmacharya, entered household life. The words Bhagavata Atma Ramaha are very significant in this verse. If one is self-satisfied, as is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is called Bhagavata Atma Ramaha. There are different types of satisfaction. Karmis are satisfied in their fruitive activities. Jnanis are satisfied to merge into the effulgence of Brahman. And devotees are satisfied to engage in the Lord's service. The Lord is self-satisfied because he is fully opulent. And one who is satisfied by serving him is called Bhagavata Atma Ramaha. Manushyanam Sahasreshu. Out of many thousands of persons, one may endeavor for liberation. And of many thousands of persons attempting to become liberated, one may achieve liberation from the anxieties of material existence and become full and become self-satisfied. Even that satisfaction, however, is not the ultimate satisfaction. The Jnanis and the Karmis have desires, as do the yogis, but devotees have no desires. Satisfaction in the service of the Lord is called akama, freedom from desire. And this is the ultimate satisfaction. Therefore, Maharaj Parikshit inquired, how could one who was fully satisfied on the highest platform be satisfied with family life? The word parabhavaha in this verse is also significant. When one is satisfied in family life, he is doomed because he must already have forgotten his relationship with the Lord. Prahlad Maharaj describes how the activities of family life implicate one more and more. Atmapatam grihamandakupam. Household life is like a dark well. If one falls into this well, his spiritual death is assured. How Priyavrata Maharaj remained a liberated Paramahamsa, even within family life, is described in the next verse. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So we will be reading 5th canto of the Srimad-Bhagavatam, and today we are beginning with the first verse, which is spoken by Parikshit Maharaj. Raja Uvacha Priyavrato Bhagavata Atma Rama Katham Mune. This actually begins from the statement made by Narada, made by Shukadev Goswami towards the end of the 4th canto, where he makes a reference to Priyavrata, who was a great king, and Priyavrata was actually enlightened by Narada Muni himself in transcendental knowledge. And he was fully enlightened. And then he entered Grihastha life. That's what Shukadev Goswami mentioned. So Parikshit Maharaj is astonished to hear that. So here he is saying, Priyavrata, he is a Bhagavata, a great devotee of the Lord. And he is Atmaramaha. He is Atmaramaha. Very nice translation by Srila Prabhupada, who takes pleasure in self-realization. So he is great devotee. He takes pleasure in self-realization, Atmaramaha. Katham Mune. So how such a great devotee and Atmarama, Katham Mune, why did he Grihe Aramatha? Why did he enter Grihastha Ashrama and Aramatha? And he seemed to be enjoying Grihastha life. Grihe Aramatha. Katham. Why? Why are we asking this question? Because this Grihe Yat Mulaha Karma Bandhaha Parabhavaha. This household life is going to entangle one. Karma bandhaha and parabhavaha. Parabhava means defeat. So here what is defeated? Here Prabhupada has nicely explained that here parabhava, defeat, means it defeats the human mission. So, Parikshit's question is that Priyavrata was a Bhagavata, he was a Atmaramaha, he was a great devotee, he was taking pleasure in self-realization. But why did he enter Grihastha Ashrama and Aramate, Gruhe Aramate, Aramatha? Why did he enter Grihastha Ashram life and seem to be enjoying? Because Grihastha Ashrama is karma bandhaha. It entangles one in fruitive activities, and parabhava, it defeats human mission of human life. So King Parikshit inquired from Shukadev Goswami, O great sage Mune, why did King Priyavrata, Katham Mune, who was a great self-realized devotee of the Lord, Bhagavata, remain in household life, Grihe Aramatha, which is the root cause, Yat Mulaha, of the bondage of karma, karma bandhaha, fruitive activities, and which defeats the mission of human life, parabhavaha. Very wonderful chapter, a very wonderful leela of a great devotee, Priyavrata. who was Atmaramaha, self-realized, who took pleasure in self-realization, and Gruhe Aramata, he entered household life, and Karma Bandha Parabhavaha, which actually destroys the human mission of life. So hence it was very perplexing. Actually, Srimad-Bhagavatam is a very exalted literature. In the first canto of the Bhagavatam, it is said, Tadidam grahayamasa sutam atmavatam varam sarva vedeti hasanam saram saram samudhrita. Sarva veda itihasanam saram saram samudhrita tadidam grahayamasa. What Vyasadeva did was, Tadidam grahayamasa. He made him accept. Grahayamasa. Made whom accept? Sutam. His own son, Shukadeva Goswami. Vyasa's son was Shukadeva. And he made him accept. Tadidam grahayamasa. Sutam. And who is Suta? His Suta, Shukadeva Goswami? Atmavatam varam. He is Atmavatam. He is fully self-realized. And Atmavatam varam. And even among self-realized people, he is foremost. So that's how Shukadeva Goswami is described in the first canto. He was not only self-realized, he was the foremost. Sutam Atmavatam varam. To him, he made him accept. Tadidam grahayamasa. Why is it? Because this is Sarva Veda Itihasanam Saram Saram Samudhrita Grahayamasa. Samudhrita means to carefully select. He carefully selected the essence. Saram Saram. It is repeated here to bring an emphasis. Sarva Veda Itihasanam Saram Saram Samudhrita Sutam Atmavatam Varam Grahayamasa. He made him accept. So, Srimad-Bhagavatam takes examples of various devotees. And these devotees' lives are a demonstration of Sarva Veda Itihasanam Saram Saram. The Vedic literatures present a very profound philosophical message, and it can be misunderstood. And hence, it requires further elaboration and further examples of devotees who practiced and demonstrated these exalted philosophical principles. And it is natural, any body of knowledge, there will be basic knowledge, there is little more advanced knowledge, and even more advanced and the most advanced knowledge. And that happens, like say for instance, let's take mathematics. Let's take Bangalore city. Bangalore city and mathematics. In Bangalore city, mathematics is being taught in the city. If you go to a primary school, mathematics is being taught there. But primary mathematics, elementary mathematics. If you go to high schools, mathematics is being taught there, but more advanced. If you go to college, even more advanced mathematics. And maybe if you go to Indian Institute of Science, Department of Mathematics, very advanced mathematics is being taught. Central College Mathematics Department, very advanced mathematics will be taught. So in the city, in a society, mathematics knowledge may be taught. But here and there, very advanced knowledge of mathematics will be taught. In the same way, in the entire history of humanity, Vedic knowledge was being taught. But here and there was very advanced aspects of Vedic knowledge was being taught. Now let's come back to the Bangalore and mathematics example. Why is it that only in some places advanced mathematics knowledge is being taught? Because very, very competent students and very, very competent teachers are there. In a primary school also mathematics is being taught. But the students are also very simple elementary students. And the teachers are also just appropriate to teach them elementary mathematics. And if you take the count of number of elementary students, number of elementary teachers, number of elementary schools, that will be far higher. More or less we can say Bangalore is full of elementary mathematics knowledge. Here and there, little advanced knowledge, high schools are there. And very advanced, very less. In the same way, in human society, by and large, elementary Vedic knowledge is what is being taught and learned and practiced. And in human history, here and there are examples of very advanced Vedic knowledge being taught and being learned and being practiced. They are rare. What Srimad-Bhagavatam does is Saram Sarva Veda Itihasanam Samudruta, picking up all such examples and assembling them. That is what Srimad-Bhagavatam is. It picks up examples of great devotees who are exhibiting very elevated aspects of Vedic knowledge, and how their life is a representation, is a presentation of these advanced Vedic concepts. All of them are assembled together and presented as Srimad-Bhagavatam. So Priyavrata Maharaj is also such an example. And that is why here it is described, Parikshit Maharaj is saying, I have heard that he is a Bhagavata. He is a Atmaramaha. He is a devotee. And he is Atmarama. Because generally people take pleasure in what? In sense gratification. And that's considered to be animal life. According to Vedic standards, in Vedic civilization, analysis of human society is based on the standard of happiness one pursues. Because ultimately we are all driven by pleasure. What attracts us, what engages us, what delights us. And that is a function of our consciousness. What is the level of consciousness we are in? And according to the level of consciousness, different kinds of engagement and activities delight us. And from Vedic perspective, at the very low levels of consciousness, which is very similar to animal life, at that stage, animals seek pleasure in certain things. Human beings also seek pleasure in the same things when human beings are of that level. See, such a wonderful analysis. In our life, we all want to achieve something. What shall we achieve? When you go by this principle, because everyone achievement is something very exciting. We all want to achieve something. But what shall we achieve? Generally, the material world presents. Because, especially in Kali Yuga, there is so much ignorance. How you can, people are mostly at the lowest level of consciousness, engagement in sense gratification like animals. So, achievement is regarded as somebody who can magnify and amplify enjoyment like animals. That's what is presented. Somebody who is very rich, who can enjoy a lot of sense gratification, has got nice dress, nice cars, nice power, nice fame. Oh, he's a great man of great accomplishment. That's how one is regarded. But in Vedic perspective, Srila Prabhupada teaches us to see from a Vedic perspective. This is not considered all that exalted. One who takes pleasure in self-realization, that is very, very elevated. And then in the Vedic culture, there are different grades of self-realization. And then there is the highest level of self-realization, and that is Bhagavata, to become a pure devotee. So, our aspiration to achieve something must be not that I become a better or even a better, best animal I will become. What's the big thing? It looks so stupid, isn't it? Actually, Srila Prabhupada has given us everything. He has taught us how to think. Otherwise, we will not even know how to think. What to pursue also we won't know. That's the nature of ignorance. Srila Prabhupada kindly informs us what is valuable, what is worthy. So, this is what Bhagavatam points out. What is the highest thing? In fact, you see how in the conversation between Hiranyakashipu and Prahalad, this topic comes up. Hiranyakashipu asks his son, "My dear son, what have you learnt in the Gurukul school? What is the highest thing you have learnt? What have they taught you? What is the highest pursuit? Because you are my son. I am the king, I am the emperor, and you are the prince. And I have accomplished so many things. I want you also to accomplish big things. I hope in the Gurukul they have taught you." So this is the conversation. Right? Achievement, accomplishment, highest thing. Look how powerful I am. And Prahalad replies, "Tat sadhu manye asuravarya dehina." He says, yes, what is considered very great, sadhu manye, what is considered to be great accomplishment, tat sadhu manye asuravarya, oh, greatest of the demons. I mean, asura means that's a family. They are a dynasty. So you can call him asuravarya. Dehina sadha samudvigna dhyam asatgrihat. These living entities who are asatgrihat, dhyam asatgrihat, they have embraced asat, temporary things, and sada samudvigna dhyam, and their mind, their intelligence, their consciousness, sada samudvignamaya dhyam, they're constantly troubled. They're constantly in anxiety. So, this is the situation. Hitva atmapatam gruhamandakupam. Hitva atmapatam gruhamandakupam. This is household life. Household life is hitva atmapatam. Atmapatam. You see, all these are related words. Here, atma ramaha. One who takes pleasure in self-realization. Atmapatam. Atmapatam. Gruham. household life is described in the Bhagavatam, Prahalad Maharaj is saying, is Atmapatam. Atmapatam means where self-realization is terminated. That's why Parabhavaha, Karma Bandha Parabhavaha. So, Priyavrata, who was Atmaramaha, why did he enter the Atmapatam Graham? What an astonishing thing this is. And he was very enlightened by Narada Muni himself. So, Hitvatmapatam Gruhamandakupam Vanam Gato Yad Harimashrayeta. So, Prahalad, this is another example. Here and there in Bangalore city, very advanced mathematics discussion is going on. We should capture that if you are interested in advanced mathematics. In the same way, here and there in the Vedic, in the history of humanity, very advanced level discussion is going on. For example, between Hiranyakashipu and Prahalad. Hiranyakashipu asks, what's the highest thing you have learnt, my dear son? And there also Prahalad had learnt from Narada Muni the highest thing. Vanam gato yad harimashrayeta. Hari ashraya. That is the highest thing. Tat sadhu manye. That is what I consider. Hari ashraya is what I consider the highest thing. So, you see how Vyasadeva has gathered all these important concepts, important conversations between very exalted people that has happened and assembled them together in the form of Srimad-Bhagavatam. That is why it is called Sarva Veda Itihasanam Saram Saram Samudhritam. These are not simple eulogies or exaggerations of the text. It's actually the truth. And that is why Prabhupada is pointing out here how the mission, human mission, look at this concept that human life has a mission. We must have a mission in our life. I was reading one first psychologist, Australian psychologist, he says, his analysis is that this world is a very terrible place. Everybody's life is miserable. And so, you should be preoccupied. There must be something very exalted in your life that you are pursuing. That's what gives meaning to your life. Otherwise, what is life? Life is miserable. So he says, when you get up in the morning, that exalted thing that you are pursuing in life should be the foremost thing that comes to your mind. And that energizes you. Wow, let me get up and do the work. Right? See how people are looking for something very exalted. And Krishna consciousness tells us, Vedic culture tells us that the most exalted thing in human life that we should all be doing is, the mission of human life is self-realization, awakening our relationship with the Lord. That should be the dominant thing in our life. When we wake up in the morning, that should come to our mind. One more day I'm getting to fulfill my mission, to take my some steps forward towards my human mission. And all other things we do is actually meant for that. Imagine a life, somebody wakes up in the morning and first thing comes to his mind is Lord of money. How I can become powerful. How substandard, isn't it, that is? Srila Prabhupada has given us a very, very lofty, very sublime, very noble, very exalted goal to pursue. Love of Krishna. We are all related to Krishna. And that's why here Prabhupada has used this word, Swarupa Vismruti. Our situation now is Swarupa Vismruti. Our own Swarupa, what is our true nature? We are Vismruti, Vismruta about it. Our own true nature, we have become Vismrita. So, we have to become Atmaramaha. Atmarama is to understand our self-realization and find pleasure in it. Now, there's another important thing. Spiritual life is not just some, get up in the morning, you want to sleep and you want to enjoy. There's somebody, temple commander, counting, waking you up. Oh, what to do? I have to come. No, that's not spiritual life. Spiritual life means the alarm goes off and you jump out of the bed, run, rush to the bathroom. I want to come to Mangalarati. Taking pleasure in self-realization. Not thinking self-realization is such a boring drudgery, what to do, I have got into it. Then we are not experiencing spiritual life. We are not experiencing self-realization. It's not like that Atma Ramaha. It is to begin. Actually, that is why Srila Prabhupada says, we have to come to that situation. We can't be in this. Being, somebody, he'll question me, so I have to come here. How long we will go on that way? And spiritual life is not like that. That is what Krishna promises. That is what Srila Prabhupada is offering in Krishna consciousness. We will discover, we will begin to appreciate, we will begin to experience that spiritual pleasure. Yes, it is so nice. Actually, it is a fact. To come in the morning, stand in front of the beautiful deities and our beautiful devotees wonderfully singing Samsara Dhava, wonderful. It's such a life, isn't it? Such a beautiful life. But actually, we don't realize. See the words, Samsara Dhava Nalalidha Loka. Actually, it should remind us of our life. Recently, I had gone to some place. We were getting some award. I'll just take a few minutes and close this. We were getting a big award for Akshay Patra. So I had gone. And then they had to receive the award, they had put us up in a big hotel. And when you go to a hotel, you close the door, there is some instruction in case of fire. Usually sometimes we read, sometimes we don't read. So it was in the afternoon at about 4 o'clock. I just landed there and had a bath and freshened up. And suddenly there was a fire alarm. And you can imagine, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what all I should grab. Laptop, this one, mobile phone. Whether I'm dressed properly, I can go out like this. Somehow, whatever, it's fire alarm. So I grabbed the room key, left the computer, everything, because that's what instruction says. Leave all your things, rush, look for an exit. And then I came rushing, and I saw other people also coming out of their rooms. And then everyone rushed to the lift. Actually, it says, right, when there is a fire, don't use the lift. The lift was not functioning. So then we realized, and then looked at another exit door. We started walking down, some 6th floor I was in. As we were coming down, everybody is joining the staircase. Everyone is running. And the fire alarm is becoming louder and louder. As we came to the ground floor, the restaurant chef, everybody, they were all having all the chef. They also joined. Everyone is rushing. And the doors are open. They are saying, assemble here, assemble here. And everyone is assembling on the other side of the road. And then we are all looking at the big building. We didn't know what to do. And then afterwards, somebody came and said, that was a fire drill. Please, you can all go back to the room. But then it was a wonderful thing. When we were running down the staircase, what was the thing? There is fire. And at that time, you are running, right? Actually, the words of the prayer, Samsara Dhava, tells us material life is like that. We can't be relaxed. When you are going down the stair, you see a boutique shop. Hey, let me go and do some shopping quickly here. No, forget boutique, forget restaurant, forget food, everything, run. That's the message, right? That's what acharyas are telling us. Remember, this is material life. Everywhere there is misery. What are you looking for? Pleasures of this material world. So, actually it is to remind us. And the spiritual master, Ghana Ghanatvam, he has brought thick clouds of mercy. Because forest fire cannot be put out by human endeavor. You require thick clouds of rain, rain coming from thick clouds to extinguish. So that's what the spiritual master is bringing. So it's meant to remind us. So it's a wonderful life, and Prabhupada wants us to actually come to the level of experiencing that, to take pleasure in self-realization. So that can happen only by the mercy of the spiritual master. We'll stop here. We will see how Shukadev Goswami is going to answer these wonderful questions of Parikshit Maharaj in this chapter. Grantaraj Srimad-Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.